Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I
You
mean,
go.
we're both very excited to intro the stream, of course. Me and Cookie here back with our second game of the night at the ZONK Esports Tournament of Goats presented by Onomatopoeia Community Cup, of course. So, Cookie got Solstice versus ZONK Esports. It's going to be a great one. More goats, of course. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a good game of good old goats. We've seen a little bit of these teams at the very least. We've seen ZONK Esports play a couple times, and we've seen snippets of Solstice playing at the very least. So I think this one's just going to shape up to be a good game. Maybe not the same 3-0 we've seen a couple times already, but who knows what happens here. We'll have to kind of sit here and see what they pull out on these maps. It should be a good game nonetheless. How are you feeling?
It should be a good one for sure. We know Solstice is one of the stronger teams in the tournament, low GM around that kind of SR range. But of course, SR is not, the end all be all for judging a team. ZONK may just be better together as a team. Scrimming is different than competitive play in a lot of circumstances. So definitely going to keep our eye out on what ZONK can bring to the table against such a powerhouse like Solstice for sure. But should be very interesting to get into it. And of course, you at home, this isn't the last game of the tournament, or else this would be called the grand finals. This is still round one. We still have a lot more to go. We still have a loser's bracket. We still have a toilet bowl. We have so much more content for this tournament of goats coming up. So stick around for that. Make sure you drop a follow and stay tuned for all of that. We'll be around here. Of course, some follows already. Joey, Inax, and Aspect already following the stream. Of course, all from Solstice. So thank you guys as well, and good luck in your game if you're tuned in right now. But now we got to talk about goats a little bit, because Reinhardt definitely a mainstay, but we could see Winston, of course. So
Absolutely. And like yesterday, we saw quite a few changes on the supports. One team opting for the Zenyatta the entire time, while the other team trying to run some Ana and some Moira throughout the thing, including Zenyatta. But today, we saw at least one of the teams running nothing but Ana the entire time. No Zen, no Moira. We'll have to see what these teams do throughout these matches. Maybe we might see Moira the entire time. Who knows?
Maybe. Moira seems like an interesting pick because D.Va can just eat her healing orbs. But of course, D.Va can also just eat Zenyatta orbs and Ana nades and Ana shots. So I guess D.Va is just a very good character when you really think about it. But our first map is going to be Busan. Definitely an interesting one as well for that Winston, because there's a lot of high ground. So you might see it come out here from each side. We have ZONK in the red, and in the blue, we have Solstice. Again, more fouls coming through. Oracle and Love to Kill. Thank you for those fouls as well. As we get into our first map, it's going to be the downtown map, which, again, a lot of verticality.
Someone teasing that Winston, but I wonder if they're actually going to run out with it. No, back on the D.Va. That's typically how we'll kind of go throughout most of this. But one team opting for the Ana over the Zenyatta. The Zenyatta team's going to have to play this very aggressively, and that's what they're going to do. They're just walking straight into him. Solstice taking the aggression and immediately trying to use these discords of the Zenyatta to their full potential, swinging on this run out. Kellyon falling pretty low and immediately taken out. That's going to be huge. Losing that Reinhardt is one of the biggest picks you can find here. The anti does come out, but it's not going to be quite enough. And Solstice are going to pretty efficiently take this one out.
Yeah, that's just the power of that Zen versus the Ana in that battle. Kellyon's shield just broke right away during that fight. It's just a matter of time, because of that free damage on, you can only have so much defense matrix and bubbles for your main tank player, and Stormbrian just couldn't keep him up just enough. We'll see how they respond here in this next fight.
And the ultimates here are still pretty even, surprisingly, despite winning a fight. But Calhoun's yet again antied up, and the Shadow comes out, putting everyone down and taking out Nas immediately. And they're just going to push them back into spawn here, which they might as well. Lambent has slept up, but that's not going to matter too much. Saker is going to try and bounce out of there like the happy little frog that he is. Yet to die.
You have that very powerful ability of the anti-nade from Storm Drain, but that fight specifically, he had to use it defensively, not offensively. So it's more of a healing boost than an anti-boost, which of course is still finding value, but it's not the value you want as the Graviton Surge comes in the back.
Huge grab for the Shadow that's come out, putting Inax down on the ground, and it's antied up, so he's not going to get too much support there. The bomb does come out, doesn't quite find anyone, but zones out a little bit. And Callahan, you know, he's out here putting a lot of damage, cleaning up quite a bit, and they should be able to push under point with this. They're just going to clear up those last couple kills from the tanks, and they shouldn't have too much of an issue here as long as Callahan doesn't die. But we've got the tanks Inax coming in. They're going to take it pretty aggressively immediately. Oh, no, they're just going to back up. Communication not quite there right now. They're not sure where they want to go. We got Black Hawk back in the Diva.
Yeah, maybe thinking you had an opportunity there with the DMAC and a few kills coming through, but they do back off at the end. And now it's actually going to be the counter aggress here from Solstice to go straight in yet again with the Graviton Surge too.
Another grab, and the bomb's going to come out for this one as well. Shields are broken, the damage is out. Inax putting in a ton of damage, and he shatters that. Nano to Reinhardt, taking him out straight away. Sega riding on that train, staying alive yet again. You know, he's a little bit sneaky here. You couldn't quite see him. And Silver Star manages to catch him out. He's just going to bounce out of there though. Uncontested.
Oh no, Blackhawk. Oh, the demon. That's got hurt with 80%. May just have to go into spawn, do something to get your mech here. But again, this ultimate advantage right now has just been huge for the side of Solstice as they're nearing their way till the first round. And the shield break too, Kellyan can't really push forward. They're stuck in this choke right now. Just a matter of time before that shield goes down.
And they're going to be able to push out here. The Shadow comes in, but it booped away. Probably out of position. Inax, that's fine. Black Hawk with non-mech, and they're not going to be able to touch with that. The grab holding them in place, and they never really had the chance. They still got 30% on that first round, but that's not quite enough to cap it.
Yeah, Aspects is already there doing tons of work. It's another grab in that last fight after using one just to retake the point. Just insane stuff from him right there. Always at high charge. Love to see the stat on what his charge is actually at, but I mean, I just know that it's probably like around 70 or 80 average energy. Just insane stuff from him, putting in tons of work. But again, that shield battle is just being won right now because of that Zenyatta. Solstice doing an excellent job of having the aggression and knowing how to take the fights and just push onto the other team in an effective manner. And also really didn't allow the end to get any value with that nade, which is also very important. But they're going to go for the mirror in this one instead.
Maybe a better option here because the anti was getting cleansed quite a bit or eaten, so it didn't really find a lot of value, and neither did the nanos. Inax going to find Callahan pretty early there, and they're just going to be able to push in uncontested here. Silver Star trying to get rid of this high charge Zaya nice and early, and he gets low but doesn't quite fall, and it's just going to be clean up here. But they do actually get the DMAC onto Neon, and probably won't see a reset from them because they just can, you know, build up that ult pretty quickly. It's only 20% away.
No, just a great decisive fight win there for Solstice. They just took, again, the aggression, such a huge part of GOATs. They just took the fight right away, played it into their side of the map, just forced them into the choke. It's a great play. We'll see if ZONK can respond here in any way as they force themselves into yet another choke point.
They take the aggression here, dumping in a lot of ults. The rally not particularly needed, but, you know, useful for the aggression. And it's pretty much going to be a very, very quick 5-man, you know, wipe. All you need is that grab and a Reinhardt to swing a little bit, put down Shatter. But like we saw earlier, we don't see the rotations of the game we saw earlier where, you know, it's grab then Shatter then grab. You know, you're building off of each other. But using them together is still pretty effective because you can pretty much absolutely guarantee a fight win using them together.
Yeah, and when you're building grabs as fast as Aspect is, it's really not as a problem. He's building them basically faster than his Ryan is building Shatter. Is already up at 20% yet again. We'll keep an eye on him, of course, as he tries to build these as fast as he can. But that Zonk rotation might be doing a lot of work for them, as now they're behind and these roles have really switched. Silver Star's down.
They just speed straight into the spawn and manage to catch Dirtboy out. Interesting positioning here. They're just completely in the spawn. There's people on the side of Zonk closer to the point than, you know, their own team, and it's pretty scattered here, but it looks like Solstice is still going to be the one that get out here on top. Neon's going to be able to remech, and, you know, they've lost that Reinhardt. He's going to have to come back and spawn. but they're still in a pretty decent position here to keep holding. We're getting into that last fight territory. You know, Zonk's gonna do something here.
Yeah, Zonk just maybe losing a little bit of coordination during that fight, but the Relic's going to come in to get them onto the point here, and they'll have a chance to retake this in overtime.
That aggressive grab, putting everyone together. But Silverstar's Transcendence should be able to keep someone alive. Bomb doesn't quite find anyone on either side. Transcendence from the side of Zonk, keeping everyone alive. They're going to duel this out quite a bit. A huge shatter coming from Inax. He gets the pin on Naz as well, doing all the work that he can. And it should just be, you know, a case of just cleaning up right now. The shatter does miss, unfortunately, for Callahan, and he gets taken out there. You know, we've got Sega dancing around, but he isn't able to live out his dreams, live out his life for the end of his days here.
Victory.
Yep. Just incredible stuff there from Solstice on their first map as they take it 1-0 pretty handily. And you got to look at that tank lineup right now. Aspect is my pick to just focus in on right now, because just building up grab after grab. He already had 75 in that last fight after using his grab yet again. Playing the game here from Silverstar, just throwing those orbs in as well into that graviton surge. Just dink after dink. Especially with that Discord orb. Yeah, just meltdown.
Very, you know, you don't see a lot of Zenyatta play the game, especially in Goats can be pretty hard too, because you know Reinhardt shatters everyone down and just presses W. Oh, legendary card there. Only one person didn't vote. Whoever they are is definitely included off the team.
Silverstar voted for himself 100%.
Oh, of course, that's always the way. But yeah, pretty good showing for Solstice here, but going on to 2 CP. Do you think that Zonk have what it takes to kind of pull this back here?
I mean, I always want to say yes. I just, you know, would really love a good game here. And I think it could definitely happen. Actually, Benstra is going to be coming in on the sub into the second round as well. They'll have the map pick as well. Zonk are maybe just finding the groove a little bit. Maybe it takes time. You maybe didn't practice enough as you wish for the Goats. You just got to, you know, get into your groove, exactly as I was just saying. But you also have to shut down just this high ultimate charge rate from all of the players of Solstice. They're just doing tons of damage right now. That Ana, definitely an interesting pick. We saw it work in our first game quite a bit, but against Solstice here, they know the aggression that they have to take, and they're just winning the shield battle with the orbs. And then once that's there, Kalyan just can't stay up because of that Discord orb. Tons of damage pouring into him. So you got to work a way around that and keep your Reinhardt up and just build that sustain. But I do think Zonk can do it, definitely.
Absolutely. Pretty much, you know, hit it on the head there. The aggression of Solstice is unchecked right now. And you have to be aggressive in these compositions, but Zonk just doesn't have the aggression in them. There's a lot of times they kind of just, they come out and they kind of stand there, not really moving in any direction, not really, you know, moving straight to point, not moving to hold any chokes or anything. They're just, you know, they kind of, you know, not really W key into the enemy team, but just get in front of them while you really need to just push in, you know, balls to the wall and kind of do what you can.
Yep, but we will be going to Temple of Anubis for our second map, which is a Goat's favorite for sure for a lot of people. You get those nice corridors, and you could also play floats with the Winston on this map as well if you stray from that Reinhardt. But we'll see what we see here. On the defense will be Solstice, and they will actually be playing the floats. I know there are some great rotations that can come out on this map, especially with that Winston. So definitely looking for that right now in this defensive push. Seems a little tricky to play the Winston on defense, but I have a lot of faith in Solstice to do this. Just something's telling me that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good map to do it on. There's a lot of high ground on both the choke and, you know, on the actual point, which is really important. Aspects set up in the back. You know, Zaya can't really fly around or anything, but if you get a nice good position, you don't need to move too much. It'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, sticking with the mirrors, everything else other than that maintained position, as Inax is going to be on the Winston. So he just pokes at this little choke right now and gets back. That's a good quick alt charge percentage for him.
And they're playing pretty aggressive here, straight in the choke. But everyone rotating pretty well here, you know, no one's fully just kind of jumping in without cooldowns, you know. It's all calculated here, which is great, you know. And you see him dive in and out immediately with one booster, which is really good. And Inax finds Storm Drone pretty quickly, and that's a pretty important pick. No more Discord. It's going to be difficult to get rid of that Winston without it. But of course, as always, Saber is just in the back, you know, bouncing. Might have been able to get a tick there if he sat on point, but he's just out
in
here
the skybox.
vibing. Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, a great leap there from Inex to separate Storm Drain off from the other rest of his members, puts the bubble in between two, so no healing can go through, and easy pick off there, especially with that Discord orb on him as well. So great play there with that floats composition. We'll see if they can get any more value with it as well.
Absolutely, and we see both the dive tanks get into a position here to really poke at them from different angles, and the aggressive rally ult here, keeping everyone alive, and just allows them to push in. Callahan going for the charge, but not really finding anyone. The grab does come out, but there's no hammer to swing around here. We've just got that huge, those big, strong Winston arms to smack people around, and you know, the Solstice won out that fight, but they did lose Lambent here. It takes a little bit to come back from spawn, so as long as they die quickly and get together, they might be able to push in here with advantage.
Yeah, definitely. But touching on that last fight, it was really all Inex there who run in with the primal range and just separated the members of ZONK Esports, and just if there's separation in Ghost, it doesn't really work.
The bomb managed to find Storm Drain. He gets caught out and he gets body blocked, so he couldn't move away from it. Perfectly placed, honestly. Just finding that one important pick. Transcendence comes out, keeping everyone on Solstice alive and well. Brigade is probably going to fall here, discorded and separated from a team. And, you know, Inex is doing a lot of damage here on the Winston, kind of uncontested. Black Hawk finds Lambent yet again, having to walk back from sport again as one of the slowest members on the team. But, you know, efficiently done as this, you know, as you say, the floats.
Let me patch that out.
Just great rotations here from the side of Solstice Esports. Just great poke damage, great ability usage, just to always be in position for these pushes. And I doubt we'll see anything less of that in this next fight. As they find Inex, you're cut out, and he needs to use his abilities, but it's gonna be able to jump up and back in action with the primal rage.
Does have the ult, keeping the alive no matter what. The Transcendence is out, just trying to keep everyone alive. But you gotta be careful because Aspect does have that grab on deck here. The beat comes out and the grab comes out as well. They're gonna be able to put in so much damage through here. The bomb comes out as well, directly on top of everyone. But Callahan had already fallen, so did Naz. So it's all about the cleanup yet again, and they're in pretty good position to be able to do so. They can just chase them down no matter where they are. Segra actually finds Inax here though. A pretty decent pick, but you know the staggers here are going to be too strong, and I'm sure Inax is going to be back before too long. Monkey fast.
Yeah, Monkey does have that nice jump in and out, and Callion missing that shatter in that last fight, and shatter should be basically free because once that one bubble is down from Inax, then there's really nothing else to stop it, but he just doesn't connect there on that. And Inax is back and already poking at the choke. Storm Drain's down again.
Anna was there instead, but you know, falling so quickly with Silver Star, hitting those shots very quickly. And Solstice are just kind of cleaning up here. There's not much they can do. Silver Star keeping everyone alive with Transcendence. There's not much hope you have without some strong ults. And they're probably not going to be able to touch point here unless Segra has an insane rollout from spawn in the next second.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Absolutely clinical there from the side of Solstice. Just that's the power of the monkey on this map. You can just poke and just zap everyone as they just walk by you, and they can't do anything about it. They just kind of have to look at you and wave as they just run by. They have to go touch that point, and Inex just gets free value in that back and can just jump out if he gets pressured too. It's not that hard to just run away. So great stuff there from Inex, and all around Solstice doing a great job.
Exactly. And you know, these kind of compositions where you know they're diving in on top of you and that you can't do anything. You've only got one stun. You should rely on Brigade as being able to stun that monkey, you know, mid leap, you know, making sure he can't get out.
Yeah.
But also after he uses it, so he can't just get out after the stun anyway. You got to be super careful with that. Otherwise, he just gets, you know, infinite value. You're not going to be able to kill him with the goat composition quick enough to punish him.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes for it on the offense too. And it looks like it's going to be the mirror again, except for those maintain positions, which we know that, of course, that Winston seems to be very strong here on Anubis because Solstice keep running it, and they're a very strong team. Definitely looking to see how it's incorporated into the attack as well. Before this match gets back underway, make sure you drop a follow because this is only the first round of the tournament, and of course it won't be the last you see of either of these teams, as one of them will go to the losers bracket and one will move on. But now it's time for the attack on A with the floats yet again. Inex on the monkey.
It worked pretty well in this attack. We saw it earlier run. It took a moment to work, but it did pretty quickly. You know, they're forcing them all into that corner, but they know Inax is there. They know he's coming, and he's going to jump in now, try and get everyone in the back with that cleave damage. And Silverstar managed to find Storm Drone, taking out that mirror comp, and Callahan falls as well. And this should pretty much be it, nice and quickly. A good little dive there. I think they should. ZONK probably should have taken the aggression straight to the team while the monkey wasn't with them.
Yeah, just kind of sat there and waited for their impending doom as they go down 2-0. And Solstice are in a great position. It's series point here at the ZONK Esports Tournament of GOATS presented by Onomatopoeia, of course. But again, just waiting for that moment to strike. Inax was just sitting there, and hopped on, got that bubble, went for that discorded target. And then, of course, once that Zen goes down as well, what a flail shot there. Just, it's out of the sky.
97% kill participation. Come on, give him those 12 votes. Silverstorm cannot vote for himself again. That is, you know, not quite there, but a pretty good showing nonetheless. Solstice looking to be a pretty heavy team, pretty heavy hitting team rather in this tournament here. Looking to shape up from what I've seen. Could definitely move on to the finals pretty easily. ZONK have a pretty long road of them ahead of them to bring this back, because Solstice are kind of uncontested right now.
Yeah, it'll be tough to get a reverse sweep here. Definitely not out of it. There's always a lot of things that can happen for a team, but it's all about really taking the aggression. I mean, it's just like the theme of playing GOATS. It's all about aggression. It's about who wants to take the fight where. And Solstice is doing right, just doing it all right. They're using their Lucio to get into the position, onto the high ground, everything like that. And then getting those Discord orbs on that Reinhardt, getting him ticked down. And then when they're playing the monkey too, just getting the tick damage, getting the poke damage, just finding the right angles to jump on and just take them down in one swift strike. And it's just been the Solstice show so far, but we do have an MVP at the end of this match, Cookie. So do you have any votes right now for anyone?
Oh, that one's gonna be a tricky one. Because again, everyone's doing super well, and you know, not to discredit anyone from the side of ZONK who are also doing pretty well, but just not quite there. You know, there's a few people on the team, that team specifically, that are coming out like Sagra. I don't even know, not even specifically for any normal Overwatch gameplay, like, you know, any big plays, but the fact that he's just managing to stay alive constantly throughout the entire thing is just amazing. But for the side of Solstice that are, you know, coming up close to a win here, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work, but definitely special notes go to Silverstar doing a lot on this Zenyatta. You know, generally it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's easy to play Zenyatta in this comp, because you know, Discords are so powerful. You can literally just do nothing but use Discords and still be essential. But he's getting a lot of picks. He's putting in a lot of damage to Zenyatta, even more so than most other players get in this competition. He's doing a lot of work, but as well as Inax and Aspect doing insane on these tanks right now, especially Aspect and the Zarya, which, you know, typically in these compositions, you see a lot of DPS players go to the Zarya, because that's basically how you play it. You get charged up, and then you just, you know, you're a super Symmetra basically. And I mean, Aspect is just, you know, taking that and running with it. He's doing so much right now in the Zarya. I don't even know if he's doing anything defensively. I can't remember if I've seen a bubble for any other reason than just to get charged, because he's just melting everyone before they get a chance.
Yeah, great stuff from those guys. Aspect for sure, definitely one to highlight because of that just insane Zarya play. So gonna keep an eye on him. But ZONK also performing pretty well. Sagra as well. That Lucio staying alive, good for him. You know, skating around, having fun in the skybox. But in the meantime, we did get 5 gifted subs from Omega the Beautiful. Thank you so much, Omega, as always. So huge there. And also the follows from Yetris and Fangus. And then the host too from Exeter. So thank you for that as well. Of course, you can follow the stream. Keep up to date on this tournament. We're still in the first round here. Solstice up 2-0. Tournament of GOATs. So only GOATs you'll see here. And of course, running down the hero pool, it's Winston, Diva, Zarya, and Reinhardt for the tanks. And then on the support line, it's Anna, Moira, Zen, Lucio, Brig. Really the only characters you think to play in GOATs. No Sombra GOATs here, because we don't like that.
We don't do it.
No.
all DPS just locked out. But like I said, plenty of goats. We have so many games here with 16 teams. Double elimination, toilet bowl, everything. There's just so much
Yeah.
goats. A full paddock full of an entire mountain, if you will, of these goats just covering it. And there'll be plenty more to be played over the next couple of weeks. But we've still got this game coming on. We're going to King's Row for the third round. What could be the last round if ZONK can't pull it back here. We are switching sides right now as well. So, if you're at home, the colors are going to be switched and maybe the roles reversed even.
Who knows?
But Solstice are looking to clean this up nice and quickly. But ZONK don't want to go down without a fight here.
Yeah, definitely not. It's going to be a great fighting chance for them, and also Sager for the foul as well. Playing in the game, following, it's all good from them. But again, ZONK has to put something together here on King's Row. They got to get a good push, got to get a good defense, put up some fight in this game. Of course, Solstice, a very high SR team, a very well-coordinated team. Nothing to hang your head down about, but you want to save a little bit of dignity for sure. And we'll see. I mean, that really comes down to a lot of Storm Drain staying alive on that flex support that Zenyatta is the flex support, or Ana, whichever they choose to play here, staying alive, getting that high value anti-nade or Discord, whichever he chooses to play yet again, but staying alive there on Storm Drain. And Callion really holding down that front line, blocking shatters, getting shatters of their own, not dying either. You can't feed. You can't just charge into the other team. Everyone has to stay alive. I mean, that seems pretty easy.
Honestly, the charging in wouldn't be the worst option at this point.
True.
Because I can see two things that they need to do right now. And, correct me if I may happen to be wrong, but I would almost put Storm Drain on the Ana for the rest of the time at this point, because of the way that they're playing is very passive, which is typically not how you play goats. But if you're going to play passive, you might as well play into all the strengths you can. Even run a Moira. It's not the worst thing. You're going to have Coalescence up constantly, and you can win out these fights just super sustained. And Beam goes through all the shields and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. And she just spits out so much healing. You can keep everyone alive. But if you are going to stick to the Zenyatta, you just have to give up any case of defensiveness. You have to just go super aggressive. More I would happily see Callahan just charge through the middle of their team over and over again. They can't really punish you that much, especially without an Ana. Like, you can die, they will turn around and focus you, but it can give your team the opening. Because like we saw Hawk earlier, just insanely aggressive. Not even he wasn't even helped half the time. No bubbles coming out. He's just charging in. A lot of the time he's getting a pick, but he's opening up so much space and making a lot of plays just from feeding, basically, and it worked. That's kind of what you might have to do here, honestly.
Yeah, just go full aggro. Just into the enemy team. Sometimes that's all you have to do. Excited to see if Callion pulls that one off, but it's definitely counterable. You could always just like counter charge or shield bash, and then Callion will die. But maybe throw a bubble in there onto Callion, DM him all the way in, and then throw your beat drop, transcendence him in, just nano him, whatever you have left in the bank. Give it all to Callion and let Callion pop off as much as he can. So
absolutely. You just really got to put in all your resources onto that Reinhardt and see what they can do. But yeah, so we should be able to jump into map 3 shortly here and kind of see how they adapt to this, because I don't think if they keep going this way, it's going to work out to them. But also, again, thanks Sager for the follow. Thanks for jumping in here in the stream and supporting it all, even though you are in this tournament yourself. But we appreciate any and all follows. All follows were made equal here. But yeah, it looks like ZONK are actually looking for a filler right now, trying to boot someone off their team right now, getting dropped from the team immediately. Maybe Storm Drain for not immediately having Nano and getting Callahan all at that time.
You should have ult every 15 seconds. Come on, Storm Drain.
At the very most, 20 seconds. Oh, it's just pointless. I mean, I know the fight is going to last another 6 minutes.
You need 15 ults per fight. Come on, it's not hard to do. Just
exactly, yeah. Which is a little bit surprising. We haven't seen that. We've seen a lot of ultimates charge quite a bit. We haven't seen anyone in this series use multiple ults in a single fight. The fights just haven't been lasting that long, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like Solstice is just kind of commanding it, ending the fights as quickly as possible. I'm sure in X, maybe in a later game, will get 7 shatters per fight or something like that. But for now,
Absolutely. They've got somewhere else to be. They're just trying to
yeah,
clean it up, get out of here.
yeah.
Got a dive tournament to go to after this.
Oh, a dive tournament. I mean, that, are we thinking about that? Anyone listening to the stream right now? A dive tournament?
Maybe, but I mean, the way it is now, I don't even think the Genji mains would care about it.
Oh,
It's
God.
still just useless. It'd be all summer tracer. 6 DPS coming. Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. A 6 DPS tournament, but you have to find all the DPS players.
Back to the before the hero lock where you could do 2 Winston, 2 Lucio, 2 Tracer. That'd be
Oh, absolutely. Maybe Mystery Heroes tournament. I would love that.
Yeah.
Not to not to talk myself up too much, but I am definitely a pro in the Mystery Hero
You're a
game.
flex god.
I don't typically play too much Diva, but if I get Diva, I will never die, and my bombs are absolutely huge.
Oh, for sure.
In normal comp, in quick play, any other plays,
No.
Diva ain't so good. But as soon as it's Mystery Heroes, it's all over. It's game 1.
No. Ask anyone, but I'm a top 500 Diva Egg player actually. So I don't think I've ever lost a Diva Egg game. I'd love to see that come out as a tournament here from Onomatopoeia. That'd be great fun.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things we can play with, but absolutely just baby divas and nothing else.
That'd be so exciting. It'd be the best time of my life, and I would win. I would win the tournament. I wouldn't need any teammates. I'm just the best baby diva main ever. So
definitely. But for now, we're stuck with goats for now. And of course, again, we have the ZONK league coming back up. No, not ZONK, sorry, the Onomatopoeia league coming back up June 18th. And that's all we have in the works for now. There's not too much going on behind the scenes, but there might be more tournaments coming up. We're still in quarantine, so we still have plenty of time to do these things. So keep posting in the social media, in the Discord as well, and see what we come up with next. Who knows? We might have just all sorts of insane games to come.
Yeah. Who really knows? And that league is going to be tons of fun. I know I'll be there casting for sure. I know Cookie will as well, just because we're going to make him. I don't know.
I'm forced here. I come out of the producer's basement just to play, just to cast games rather, and then I go back.
Yeah.
I barely even get fed.
Make sure you follow the stream. Every follow feeds Cookie for 1 day. So.
That's it.
If you care any at least a pebble about Cookie, you'll follow the stream.
I like it.
Yeah, but this tournament will last for a few more days here. Again, this is the first round. Loser of this game goes down to the loser's bracket to play. Let me pull up the bracket real quick. Who will the loser of this game actually play here? They'll play Tactical Tilting, who lost 3-0. Not 3-0. Did they? I can't find them. Yeah, they lost 3-0. Okay. I just had to look at the bracket. They lost 3-0 to Team Exile, who moved on to the winner of this game will play Team Exile, of course. And then we have Astronomical Pegasus versus Boomers. Dirt will play the winner of Ungentleman Academy versus Not DreamWorks. And Toronto Deviant will go up against Ungentleman. So all those games coming up soon should be extremely exciting to watch. Play in, of course.
And don't forget, even if these teams lose here today and follow on, there's still the losers bracket to go through, and then of course the toilet bowl. So you can win, you can lose once, you can lose twice, and you still have a chance to come home with something at the very least. Because there'll be plenty of games to be played, plenty of goats. And there's like a ridiculous amount of games to be played. And like Ryan said, we're going to be here for as many of them as we can, because South can't find anyone else to do it, and we're all he's got.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be difficult when I'm actually playing, because I can't be like a biased caster. That's not really fair. But
yeah. I mean, you always could. I mean, it is goats. How hard can it be to cast it? You play the game and then you recap. Oh, there was a shatter again.
Yeah,
There was
it
another
happened.
grav. Yeah. I was fragging with my own bombs, you know? Yeah.
I've always wanted to try it. Try to be in the caster call while I'm playing in a match. I don't
We'll see.
think it would work. I don't think it'd work out too well. I wouldn't have comms with my team. I wouldn't, really have any insight on the enemy team. So
That's fine. You don't need any of it, you know?
no,
Uh,
actually, you could tell me pre lobby. They're like, oh, they're
mm,
running the dive, and I'll be like, oh, so
just
cheat, just cheat.
the
Come
most
on.
blatant cheating humanly possible. But all for the spectacle of it all.
Yes, of course.
Um, I couldn't announce anything, you know. I couldn't be like, oh, I think they're gonna do this, because you'd be there like, oh, guys are gonna do this real quick, just like in your little team chat. Um, but yeah, so hopefully
I'm
we'll be
sure
able to.
we'd find a fix around it. I'll like close or take off my headset during the break. I don't know. I have no
Mhm.
idea.
I mean, it's not like you need it anyway. It is good. It's just watch where your Reinhardt's
Yeah,
going, follow him. You know,
just
that's
hold
that's
DM.
literally it. Exactly. Toss bomb, hold DM. Toss bomb, hold DM. That's the entirety of it.
We saw a lot of bombs come out there as well on those maps. Neon and Aspect trying to duel up with those grab bombs for the most part. And Aspect have just been playing a great game today. I just again want to highlight his Busan was absolutely incredible. It seemed like he was always at 100 charge when I was spectating him. It just his bubble is probably on point, but again, they were probably just used for charge, like you said. So great stuff
Exactly.
coming out from him. Just a lot
Yeah.
of damage coming through. He's been great this game.
hmm Absolutely. And you know, we've got our own thoughts on MVPs here, but I mean, while we've got a minute here, while we wait for someone to boot up the PC, I see there's a lot of people in chat right now. Is anyone there have any idea of who should be MVP, or what kind of players do you expect to see on this third map here? Give us your insight.
Yeah, just okay. One
Yeah.
minute later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting. I mean, we're going to be here for a hot second. Who knows what kind of PC this man's going to boot up? Is it come up like a jet engine, or is it like, your grandmother's old vacuum? What power does it have?
Could you play Overwatch on a vacuum cookie? Do you think that's possible?
Uh yeah, you can. My last PC sounded like a vacuum. It
Oh,
was
perfect.
it was terrible. I had 20 FPS at best. The thing was full of dust, a lot of dust, so it
Yeah.
was essentially a vacuum. It sucked. It's full of dust, and it didn't work that great. So, what is a vacuum if not that?
Well, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a car. So if you can play with an awful rig, you can pop off with a good one for sure. So
Exactly.
that's why I purposefully just shattered my graphics card. I just and then put it right back in, and I just like, yeah, it'll probably work. And then I play on 4 FPS. So
When it's that slow, you get the advantage. That's how it works, right? You got really slow frames, so you can see everything happening one bit at a time and react to it immediately. I think that's how it works.
yeah. I used to have this theory, just like I would purposely throttle my internet and then play Hanzo, and then I just get so good at predicting shots just by guessing where they're going because of the lag that I was so good at Hanzo. So
That is quite legitimate, because Hanzo, it's just about throwing out logs, and
yeah.
when you have that lag, it's just something to it. It hits constantly. Okay, we finally got that minute down, and people
Yeah.
looking to be pretty happy with Aspect. Doing quite a lot on this Zarya. But Lumbus, yeah, lamb ass out here, doing the work on that Brigida. Um, and people are calling out for Joey as well. Josio even
The Joe's
coming out for Joey himself.
it's
Um,
probably a different Joey. It's not probably the same. No, he would
yeah,
vote for himself.